Hi, and welcome back to the channel, Inventor for Everybody. Today we're going to draw a new part. Please hit like and subscribe. It really helps. And also, the link to the drawing that you're going to have to reference for this is in the description. Go ahead and download that, open it up, so you'll have it to look at while we're drawing. Today we're going to draw this part. It's basically a cylinder with some accessory pieces on it. We're going to be drawing in multiple planes and using offset planes, which is really powerful and really intimidating until you see how easy it actually is. So if we look at our drawing, it tells us our dimensions are in millimeters. So let's go to File, New, Part. Now, as always, the first thing we do is go to Tools, Document Settings, Units, and check our length. The default is inch, but we need it in millimeters. So let's change it to millimeters. And we'll hit Apply so that the program knows exactly what we're drawing in. We'll go back to 3D Model and we'll start. Now the first thing I want to draw is the main cylinder. So I'm going to start a 2D sketch, and I'm going to start this on the YZ plane this time. Now basically the cylinder is just two circles. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw two circles by using my circle command. And I'm going to choose the center point. And I'm going to go over here. When it turns green, I know I'm locked into the middle, and I'll click and I'll pull off. Now the interior circle, the interior diameter of the tube is 70. So I'm just going to type in 70, and there it goes. Now I'm going to hit this right block right here to zoom out to see everything. Now that's the interior. I need a second circle which is bigger. And if we look at our drawing, it's in the dimensions in a radius. So if it's a radius of 50, the diameter is 100. So I'm going to type in 100, and there it goes. Now there's our first part. So I'm going to finish the sketch. I'm going to hit the home icon right here to zoom out and see everything. Now let's go ahead and extrude it to give the length. Now be careful. Make sure you choose the area that's enclosed between the two circles. That'll give us our hollow center. And if we look, the length of that is 200. So let's type in 200. But I want to go back. So let's choose direction 2. Okay. We're going to zoom out, and there goes our first piece. Now, what I want to draw next is on the bottom, that little attachment with the hole in it. And it's flush with this end right here. So I'm going to start a 2D sketch. And the plane I want to draw on is this face right here. All right. Now let's look at a few measurements here. Well, first of all, I'm going to draw a line to give me a guide to that center hole. And if I choose here and I draw straight down at 90 degrees, the center line of both of those holes is at 80. So I'm going to type in 80. Hit OK to get out of that command, and I'm going to draw my two circles. Now, the interior, or the hole, is a diameter of 25 if we look at our drawing. So I'm just going to type in 25. Now, the exterior of that, the outside circle, I'm going to start at that end line of that line, is a radius of 25. So if it's a radius of 25, it's a diameter of 50, because radius is 1/2 diameter. So I'm going to type in 50, and there we go. I'm going to hit OK to get out of that. Now, to give us the rest of it, those lines start in the quadrants. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to grab the quadrant right here of this circle, and I'm going to pull up to the quadrant on the top circle, and it'll grab. I'm going to hit OK. There's our first line. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. I'm going to grab this quadrant right here, and I'm going to draw all the way up to this other quadrant, and I'm going to hit OK. Now these lines don't project. They end at the exterior of the cylinder, so I'm going to need to use my trim command to get rid of the line that protrudes. Just click on it and there it goes. Now I can also go ahead and get rid of this part of the circle, which I don't need. Now, be careful. We're not finished yet. It kind of looks like we are, but I promise we're not. And the reason for that is we have to close this in on this sketch. Even though it's bordering that top cylinder, it's not closed in. So I need to put another arc right here to close it in. So we're going to go over here to our arc command, and we're going to choose 3 point. Now if you remember, the arc command, the 3 points are, the first point is where the arc starts, the second point is where the arc ends, so we grab over here. The third point is how far it comes out, so we're going to pull it down till it grabs the tangent of this circle. See right there. Right click and hit OK to get out of the command. And we can go ahead and erase this line right here because we no longer need it. So we're going to right click on it and hit delete. And let's finish that sketch. All right. We'll hit our home icon right here so we can see it. Now if we look, it goes back 50 millimeters. So let's go ahead and extrude that. Again, only pick the area you wish to extrude. And that is the wrong direction, so we're going to go to direction 2. And if we look, it's 50. So the distance is 50. And there we go. It's coming along nicely. Now what I want to do is draw the top parts. And there's 2 of them, and they're exactly the same, but they're facing opposite directions. So we're going to draw the first one over here. The first one starts on this face again. So we're going to choose that face. All right. Now let's go ahead and draw our lines. I want to bring a line from the center point right here and bring it up. Now if we look at our drawing, the top where those 2 parts angle and meet, from the center line of that circle to the top is 72. So I'm going to type in 72. All right. Now I'm going to draw another line starting from the same place, which goes to the top of the rectangle where it starts to angle up. So if we're looking at it like this, we're going to right here where the angle begins. And according to our drawing, that's 56. So I'm going to pull up 90 degrees and type in 56. All right. Now, if we look, we're going to draw a line, not from this top, but from the shorter line. And we're going to come over 28 millimeters to where it begins. So I'm going to type in 28 at 180 degrees. I'm going to right click out of it. I'm going to repeat the same command from the endpoint of that same line, but in a 0 degree direction. And we're going to type in 28 again. All right. And we're going to right click out of that. Then I'm going to go back here to line again, and I'm going to go to this top line and bring it down to the endpoint of this line. I'm going to go back again and bring it down to the endpoint of this line. And what that's doing is it's giving basically it looks like a rooftop. So there we go. Next, I'm going to draw a line from the end point here, and I'm going to come down 90 degrees, and I'm just going to pull it down because we're going to trim it. I'm going to right click, repeat the command, do the same thing on the other side, and I'm just going to pull it through. Make sure it's at 90 degrees and you're not grabbing onto anything, okay? And I'm going to hit OK. Now, again, we have to close this in. And we're going to do that with an arc to close in right here. So we're going to go to arc, 3-point. Remember, the first 2 points, actually, hold on, I need to back up. Let's go to our trim command, and let's trim this. Has a dimension. Okay, that happens sometimes. So what we need to do is get rid of these dimensions, and basically that unlocks it for you to be able to manipulate it. If you ever see that, it's usually because the dimension has it constrained to where it wants to. So we're just going to get rid of that. We're going to hit our trim command again and see if it works this way. And it does not. So we're going to hit our back button to get it back. All right. So what we need to do is get a line here to close it out and trim all that. So I'm just going to go to my circle command, go back to the center point, and if we look back, remember that outside of this cylinder is 100. So I'm going to type in 100 diameter there, and there's our circle. Now I should be able to use my trim command. Okay, so I'm going to trim here, I'm going to trim here, then I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the outside of this circle, so I'm just left with an arc just to close this in. Now this becomes unnecessary, and so does this. So let's get rid of that, and let's finish our sketch. All right, let's go ahead and extrude this. If we look, it goes back 20 millimeters before the next piece starts. So let's choose extrude, type in 20, and let's make sure our direction's right. So we need to choose direction 2. And there we go. All right, so let's draw the... Actually, I'm going to use this to project to make drawing on the other side really easy. Let's draw this part over here. So let's go back to 2D sketch, and let's draw it on this face. All right, now we have everything we need. It's right here, and we just have to grab it. So let's go line, and let's start at the end point of this line, which is projecting from the back. Let's go up to this line, go click that end point, and that end point, and hit OK. Now we still need to close this in. So let's use our arc command and see if it works this way. Start, finish, and then how far it goes up. And we're going to hit OK. We're going to finish our sketch. And we're going to extrude this one too, which is 20, but we need to change our direction to get it to go the right way. All right, so there we go. It's coming along nicely. Now let's draw our last 2 little pieces. All right. I'm going to go back to Start 2D Sketch, and we're going to go on, let me roll this around so you can see. We're going to go on this face right here, the back side. All right. Now, let's go ahead and draw our line from the center point all the way up to the top. And if we are looking at the drawing, that's 156 millimeters from that center point all the way up. Right click to get out of it. Now, this may be a little confusing, so let me change the orientation. There we go. All right. We also know that the top is 56. So we need to go to the top here, come over this way 180 degrees, and go half of 56, which is 28. All right, and we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to start at the top of that line and go in this direction 0 degrees, again 28. And let's see. Okay. So now we're going to come down from this side. We're going to come all the way down to the bottom right there. You see it turns green, and we can grab it. I made a mistake. I didn't grab the end point of the line. Let's try it again. Grab the end point there and come down to here. Not the top, but down to the bottom. Hit OK, get out. We're going to do that line command again from this side. Not here, but down here. Okay? We're going to right click and hit OK. Now we need to close this out, so we're going to use our arc command. Beginning, end, and how far up. The third point will grab green. And there we go. So let's extrude it. Well, actually, let's go ahead and get rid of this center line right here. We don't need it anymore. And we're going to hit Finish Sketch, and let's extrude this. Now, it goes back 20 also. And it's already going in the right direction, so we're going to hit OK. And there we go. We've got one more to draw, but since we can see this, we can just grab things with that. So let's start another 2D sketch. And let's start on the back side of this one, this face right here. All right. Now this one's going to be easy. We're going to do our line command. We're going to start down here, go up here, go all the way to the other side. We're just mimicking what's behind it. And we're going to go right here to this endpoint, and we're going to right click and hit OK. Now we need an arc to close it out, as always. Start, finish, and how far up it goes. And we hit OK and finish sketch. That does not look right at all. All right, let's go back to sketch 6, which is what we just drew. And let's right click on it, and let's go to edit sketch. And let's see what's going on. Okay, I can't see it, so I'm going to go back to it. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to find visibility, which isn't there. Let me exit out of this. I'm going to hit finish sketch, and I'm going to go to sketch 6, and visibility is on. Let's just see what happens if I try and extrude it. Yep, we got a mistake there. So I'm just going to right click and delete sketch 6, and I'm going to go back and figure out what happened. So let's go to start 2D sketch. We're going to go right here on this face, and let's draw this line from here to here. Okay, that may be where it messed up. It grabbed the wrong starting place. Let's go to our line command. Let's go right here, straight up to there, over. Let's type in 56 because we know that's how far it is. And see what happens. Okay. I went the wrong direction. Great. Let's start a line here. Okay, this is weird, and it gets a little weird sometimes. So let's erase these two. And let's draw from this side and see what happens. I'm going to start this way with an arc because we know we have to close it out. Start, finish, and how far it goes up. All right. Now, let's go a line from the end point of that arc to the end point here, to the end point here, and back down to the end point of our arc. Right click and hit OK, and let's finish that sketch and see how it works. Okay, that looks better. So let's extrude 20, and it's in the right direction. Good, good, good. And we hit OK. And there's our part. Made a few mistakes, but that happens. I promise you, the more you do Inventor, the more you'll have to go back and look. All right, well, good luck with this. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments, and I'll try and get back to them. And as always, please hit like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.